the big news is that there's no news, at least regarding Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets. It does seem like it's heading in that direction, Rob.
Yes, it does. It
You're
does
right.
seem
The
that way.
Packers. There's little reports out there. Trey Wingo, friend of the show, he reported that it's basically done. And a few other, you see the Jets players out there tweeting and stuff. And I think what has happened, I'm just putting two and two together from what's going on, because none of the big, Schefter and those guys haven't reported it.
They've all stayed away from it so far,
Right.
and that's what I'll look at that too, Chris, to see.
Oh, yeah.
Like, those guys are really plugged in, and so
Right.
far, not a peep from them on anything. And then there was even one report from somebody locally in New York over the weekend I saw. And then somebody who was with the NFL Network, I can't remember who it was exactly, or somebody, of that ilk, was like, he was reporting that there is no deal in place. Like, other guy was saying it was all
probably wasn't this
done.
weekend, but I bet you, again, I could be wrong, but speculating from what's out there, it seems to me like, Rob, they've made the Jets and the Packers have a deal in principle, right? They've got the parameters agreed to and everything, and now they're just waiting for Aaron Rodgers to give them the yay or the nay. That's what it seems like. And, Rob, I got something to say to the Jets. Now, I said it last week. They didn't listen. I said, look, you're on your way to fly to California to see Aaron Rodgers. Turn the plane around and go visit Lamar Jackson. They didn't listen. Here's my advice now. I just a tidbit, something for them to chew on. Aaron Rodgers doesn't want you. He doesn't want to play for you. Now, he will, because he wants $60 million.
Right, he'll have no choice at some point.
Right. I don't think he's walking away from that, Rob. But, Rob, if he was gung-ho about playing football again, gung-ho about playing for the Jets, what's the holdup? I think he was waiting to see either did the Packers they were really ready to move on? Okay, I don't think they were mean to him. I don't think it was like, yo, we're done with you. I think it was just that they let him know, look, we want to see what Jordan's got, and so on and so forth. And I think, Rob, he's kind of seeing, was there another team? Maybe he thought for a moment the Raiders. Remember, he mentioned the Raiders at the golf tournament a few weeks ago.
And people
that
went
he
crazy.
could be reunited with Devontae, maybe somewhere. I mean, I think he should have been looking at the 49ers, but maybe they didn't want to spend that type of money. I think, Rob, he was seeing, is there a better situation? Maybe he was even thinking Miami. But it does, Rob, what? And I don't look, and I know you brought this up, and I don't know how you feel about it now. I don't think the Favre thing is huge, but that's just me. Maybe it is huge to him. But I think that was so long ago that not a ton, older people remember it, Rob. But I don't know if that's I don't think it should be for him, but maybe that's a part of it too.
I'm with you that if he was all in on this, it would have been done already.
Right.
Okay, like I agree with you on that there's, what is the hold up if this is just kind of out there lingering. And this isn't when Mark Schlereth, remember that with after the draft, he said it was a done deal.
Line or whatever.
Yeah. So whatever. Remember that? Right. It was at the 1 yard line. And of course it never happened. So I don't look at it that way, because that was only one person who reported that. That was Mark. And that didn't happen. In this case, there's enough smoke out there to make me believe that, yes, there is something there. But I do believe that Aaron Rodgers is probably weighing, do I really want to go? Is there any other circumstance or situation that could present itself at the 11th hour? And the Jets are so over the top with it, with all the
they're in trouble
stuff.
if they don't get him.
If they don't get him,
Garoppolo's going to the Raiders.
Right.
Derek Carr obviously is already
even
signed
their
with the Saints.
Even their star Mike White is gone. He signed with Miami today.
Right. That's not a bad.
Can you believe he got $18 million, Chris?
I
2
mean, he had
years,
his
18
moments,
million.
but
I
that's
know,
a lot for a backup.
that's for 5 games. You know, 5 good games and 5 bad games.
Right.
That's what he's
That's
had.
a lot for a backup too. But
Yeah.
I look, and Rob, I think this. I get it. The Jets, they're that guy or that gal who never went to a school dance. Now they're a senior, and they want to go to the school prom. And they got a friend that lives next door who's popular, who everybody loves. He's, a great athlete and all that. And he's willing to take you to the school dance if he can't go with somebody else. He got his eye on so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And if he can't go with one of them, then he'll take you. That's where the Jets are, and that's who the Jets are, Rob. I get that. I get it. I wouldn't have done it if I'm the Jets. Like I said, I'm looking more at Lamar Jackson. I may have even been looking more at Derek Carr just because of his age. I think I would have been.
I agree.
I think best case, you win 10, maybe 11 games, get into the playoffs, and get bounced. I don't think they can win 11. That division, Buffalo, obviously is good. Miami, Rob, they're loading up, and if Tua is healthy, they're going to be good. That's not to mention the rest of the AFC. And so best case scenario, I think they get in as a wild card and get beat pretty quickly in the playoffs. Now, again, if you're the Jets, Rob, you haven't experienced that in a while. You got some young talent. You want to have some success. But he's probably gone after a year. Then you're starting all over again.
Right. And they're not close enough to me, Chris, where I really believe like they got everything in place to win a Super Bowl, and you go, all we need is 1 year. We just need 1 year from him, and we'll win. You know what I mean? Like, I get it when you're a franchise that has won one Super Bowl, and that was back in 1969, and they had that with Rex Ryan a couple of years, Chris, where they went to the AFC Championship game 2 years in a row, and they lost. Bill Parcells had them at an AFC Championship game. So they've had a few moments where they were good, they have. And they've had some really good players to the Jets. But the Giants in New York have won all the Super Bowls of late, and that's why the Jets are kind of the second-class citizen in New York. But definitely, I think you're right. I think that there is a little hesitation because can't be about sweetening the pot for the Packers because they have no other taker. So if you're the Jets, you don't have. There's no. I'm not gonna ante up anymore. Where's he going? Like the Packers can't rob me, Chris. They can't because you don't have any other options. So you got to take this deal that I'm going to give you and like it. And I think that it has nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers holding out for a better deal. It's I think what you are talking about is probably where he is. Do I really want to go play for the Jets? And the reason I bring up is that Brett Favre did the same thing. It didn't amount. If I remember correctly, I could be off a game or so. They started 8-3, and then things went down from there. But they started 8-3 with him.
He was playing well.
You remember that? And then I can't remember, Chris, did he get injured or something happened? And then when he came back, he wasn't the same quarterback.
He had scandal there, too.
And he had scandal. He was showing pictures to female coworkers, which was not a good thing.
Right. He ended
and
up
not pictures of his family.
9-7. Right. 9-7 there.
But if you look at it, was he 8-3 at one point?
Was the coach.
If you look at the win total, they started 7-3, 8-3. They were good to start.
The question I have, Robin, I'm looking that up now. Am
I totally off on this?
3-3. No, they went on a. Yeah, they did start out 8-3. They were 3-3 and then won 5 straight, and then lost 4 of their last 5.
They were that was
make
it.
The playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, but the question I would have, Rob, if I'm the Jets and I'm like, man, does he really want to come? Or we got to beg him to come. Like, how invested is he going to be? Is he going to be there in the offseason to work out with the young receivers and get some chemistry? He didn't do it last year with the Packers, and you saw it took him more than half the year to get some chemistry with those guys. So is he going to do that with the Jets? I just, look, he's Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to play fine. I don't think he's turning back the clock to be an MVP candidate, but I think he'll play well enough. But I don't think he's, if he's not fully invested, even then I wouldn't give him much of a chance. But I don't think, I think it could be bad, or it just could end up not being great.
It could be a bad finish. It could.
Yeah,
it really could. But they got a good young team. They got some players,
and they got a defense. They got
but I don't think that they're on that group in the AFC making.
I think if he was in his prime, I would think. I mean, I don't know that I wouldn't pick him as the favorite, but I'd probably give him a great shot. I think they were a contender if they got him in his prime. Would you? Because Garrett Wilson's good. Breece Hall, assuming he's back fine. The defense is legit, But yeah, he's going to be 40 in December.
Right. There's also. It depends on who the other comp. I just think the AFC is so tough. I just think that's
true too.
That's just the toughest division. I'm conference, Chris, and I think that's the problem. When you start to look around. Yeah, I mean, there's players everywhere.
AFC, the Niners and the Eagles are as good as they're elite teams, but they're the only two.
Right.
And then Dallas is Dallas.
The NFC's wide open. The NFC's wide open.
It's open.